So, good morning, friends. Once again, I welcome you back to this class of video lecture. This is BA Part 2nd, English Literature, and for last couple of weeks, rather, I would say, we have been doing a very famous poem written by Thomas Gray, that is Elegy written in a country churchyard. So, this poem consists of around 32 stanzas. The last three stanzas uh, make the epitaph part of the poem, and we are very close to end of this poem now. So today we do stanza number 27. Yesterday we did 26th stanza. Now in these stanzas the poet talks of about that villager which is now dead. He talks of that farmer who is now no more, and after his death his stories and tales remain in the hearts of the remaining villagers. So first of all I read out the stanza. Hard by you would, now smiling as in scorn, muttering his wayward fancies he would rove, now dropping woeful man like one forlorn, or crazed with care, or crossed in hopeless love. So he was also in the habit of, now this is something, the life here depicted, the peasant, the farmer who is now dead. So now all the villagers used to talk about him after his death. So this is an irony on the part of human society, that once we live we are not talked of, we are not acknowledged, but when we are dead people used to talk about us. So this is that world, friends. So the villagers talking, whispering. He was also in the habit of wandering about in the neighborhood of yonder bushes. The poet says that villagers talking, that farmer used to wander about bushes in the morning time. He would sometimes speak out his random thoughts indistinctly, sometimes smile a contemptuous smile, sometimes look dejected, sad, and pale, like a man in a pitiful condition. So, his entire sketch has been drawn here. The villagers saying that sometimes he looked dejected, sometimes he looked pale, sad, looking to the burdens of life, looking to the hardships of life, or like one mad desperate by anxieties, or like a lover who is afflicted with disappointed love. So such was the life of the villager who is now not alive, and this villager represents the lives of all other peasants and farmers living in these rustic areas. One morning I missed him on the customed hill, along the heath and near his favourite tree. Another came no yet beside the rill, nor up the lawn, now at the wood was he. One morning, the poet says, that villager saying, one morning I didn't find him on the hill on which he was accustomed to ramble, to walk, to loiter. One morning he was not seen on the same hill which was accustomed to him. That hill is that hill on that he uses to come every day. He was not there, nor was he in the woods, nor under his favorite beech tree. So neither he was seen on the hill, nor he was seen in the woods, nor he was seen under his favorite beech tree. and it was the clear indication that the villager is now no more. So the next morning, Top I didn't find him there, nor on the banks of the brook. So neither he was seen under the trees, nor near to the brook, nor on the lawn, nor on the wood. So these were the places where he used to uh, wander, loiter, but he couldn't come since he was not alive. The next, with dirges due in sad array, slow through the churchway path we saw him approach and read, for thou canst read the lay graved on the stone beneath yon azed thorn. So next morning I saw his dead body. Yes, I saw his dead body being carried slowly along the path leading to the churchyard, followed by the people singing funeral songs. So next morning, the poet says that all the villagers saw the corpse, the dead body, the coffin of that villager, of that peasant, being carried away slowly to the churchyard for the ceremony of burial, followed by the people singing funeral songs. So this is funeral song, this is the death song. The exact meaning of Friends Elegy is the death song, right? In the customary manner means the way in which the villagers used to sing or used to perform all such uh, rites, rites, right? Come nearer and see his grave for yourself, and read the inscription on the tombstone. And even the inscription is ready, which will be which will be drawn on the tombstone. For I believe you are an educated man. So the poet believes that we all are supposed to read out the inscription drawn on the tombstone. So about these tombstones, about these inscriptions, the poet has talked much in detail in the middle part of the poem, though he did not hesitate in saying that all these uh, worldly things like tombstones and epitaphs and inscriptions are of no use, but these are the traditions which are generally found in human society, and it is not possible for a man to escape all such things. So, what is the inscription written on the tombstone of this poor villager? This is called the epitaph. So now the poet himself supplies the epitaph, right? So what is this epitaph? So epitaph, the first stanza of epitaph is this. I read the stanza first of all, then we come to its paraphrasing part. Here rests his head upon the lap of the earth. Here rests, the poet says, the epitaph says, the inscription says that here in this grave one man is lying in the lap of the Mother Earth. Everyone finally lies in the lap of Mother Earth. Though in the entire life we are full of snobbery, we are full of pretension, we are full of all worldly pomp and show, but finally the day comes, then we have to sleep in the lap of Mother Earth. So here we make a race when we are alive. We chase many things. We chase materialism, we chase all pomp and show, power, lust, everything. Finally, we are supposed to rest. So here rests his head. His means that villager who is now no more, who is dead. Here rests his head upon the lap of earth, a youth to fortune and to fame unknown. This is very famous, very significant, and very interesting and very full of irony. This line, friends. A youth, he represents that youth who was never exposed to fortune and to fame. He was never exposed to which? He was never exposed to fortune, means he could never come to the limelight of the world. He could never come to the glittering fortunes which is believed to render all pleasures and delight to human beings. And who does not want to be famous and popular? Every human being wants to be fortunate, lucky, and privileged and resourceful in this society, in this world. But these villagers who living in these hamlets, in small villages, were never exposed neither to fortune and nor to fame. Fair signs frowned not on his humble birth, and these are those villagers who could never attain education, who could never attain knowledge, because this so-called knowledge and education is imparted to youth in big universities, in reputed schools, in so-called such structures which is meant for this. But these are those villagers who could never go to schools and colleges and universities to obtain education. And for that education, the poet uses the term fair science. He does not use the term knowledge. This is the worldly knowledge which is believed to obtain by every man and woman of this society for the sake of fortune and for the sake of fame. Unless we are knowledgeable in the worldly term, we cannot expose to fortune and to fame. And melancholy marked him for her own. So in this way, the life of these villagers are meant for melancholy, they are meant for sadness, right? So here lies, again we could go for the paraphrasing, here lies buried a young man who was poor and obscure, though favored by the goddess of knowledge in spite of his humble birth. He was a youth who was the very son of melancholy. So this is the very first stanza of this epitaph. Thank you, friends.